Hey, look who's here now. This is the visible General Gong. I'm replaying the scene to get back to where I was. Welcome back to Freedom Planet. Last time I did this at the end of last episode, for some reason, Gong and his car. Actually, like, none of these cars actually, like, rendered. The way that these cars are overlapping, though, is kind of really weird, though. Like, look at the way the wheels are over on the left side of the screen. That overlap it. I don't know. Something is wrong. Okay, and there's the duck guy. Okay, so I now understand that the duck guard was more of a running gag, and I just didn't realize it before.
We ain't gonna be hidden forever, spaceman. Be quick about it.
Oh, you got more of an accent this time, spaceman.
For sure. It's what we're all about.
Okay, so this brings us back to the face-off between Shang-Mu and Shang-Tu.
What are they doing here?
So, I thought, because Carol's unique level is the, going to the thieves. Going to the Red Scarves. Which, she goes there. She says she's going there to just get her ninja equipment so that they can get into the one place and save Torque. But Mr. Braven is still funny to me. But she ends up having a face-off with Spade, and Spade ends up agreeing to help them. Though later he's going to help, but he's also going to be kind of a jerk about it. Now, I thought that was going on at the same time as Lilac's extra mission, but actually Lilac's extra mission instead is taking place pretty much during this cutscene. So after they free her from Brevin's base, the thermal base, she goes and is recaptured by Mira and taken back to the Magister, and the Magister helps her understand her dragon background. She takes this test and then learns how to do this. So I'm kind of wondering how the timeline works out, that she's able to do all of that and, like, relax at a spa and stuff in the time that it takes for this group to drive to whatever. But I don't know. That would depend on how far apart Shui Gong and Shang-Mu and Shang-Tu actually are. Also, so somebody was giving, like, more of, like, their take of how, like, all the dragon stuff worked and, like, the big dragon. Because we already know that this big dragon is actually, like, a hard, like, construct. It's like a semi-real hologram created by a robot, one that's kind of like Syntax. But I think this was also, like, so the Ancient Dragon Society, I think, since they were also really technologically advanced, I think that was also their mode of transport. So they're saying that when Zhao tells the story where a dragon appears in the sky and falls to Earth and becomes the Kingdom Stone, what they think happened is that actually it was one of these that fell to Earth, and that it was actually like a dragon ship crashing. And that's when the brief time that the dragons lived on the planet of Avalis. So it just went down in legend as a dragon crashing, whereas actually it was a ship, or a weird hologram ship thing, that Lilac then uses to blast through into the frozen base. But actually, I don't think we're going to get to ride the dragon this time, because we're not playing as Lilac, and Lilac rides the dragon ship. So, I don't know, will we get a similar mode? Will we get a similar, like, shoot-'em-up stage with Carol on her bike? I don't know, but that's coming up.
We do have one advantage. Brevin wants the four of us dead, no matter what. If he sees us coming, we can distract him.
So they're gonna, like, go in first and sneak in so that Brevin will, like, waste all of his time and forces trying to keep them at bay. And then it'll be easier for the main group to, like, go through and actually crush his main army. Armies have to fight armies and individuals have to fight individuals. That's just how it works in these kinds of stories. It's laws of champions. You have soldiers and you have champions. And generally, soldiers can't kill champions. Doesn't matter how many soldiers there are. You can't have a soldier kill a champion. It just doesn't work. It's like Stratego. Alright, so she's using the syntax to make her dragon ship. And I didn't really think about it, but this is kind of like Brevin's gang, too. These are like his 3, like, lieutenants, basically. Serpentine and Dale and Syntax. Green Syntax. It says they're both named Syntax, so I guess I should just call them Blue Syntax and Green Syntax. I forgot that the rest of them are riding tanks during this part, so I guess I'm actually going to be playing as a tank.
Fire at will.
Let's show this green maniac how to save a planet.
Also, Torque has one of the tanks, probably for when Torque was playable.
Tank, I only have 2 rules.
Okay.
Aim and fire.
Alright, so this is a, oh. Also, jump. Was jump one of the rules? Okay. I thought this was gonna be frustrating because I would only be able to move, like, left and right, but this is like a Landmaster tank, so it can jump, and it is very spry. Oh, I also have a flamethrower. Cool. Also, the projectiles are kind of like mortars, if you will. This is a pretty fun tank, actually. When I was just looking at it, I didn't know if it was going to be this fun, but it totally is. Alright, I think I've taken some hits, though. There is kind of only so much that we can do to avoid damage here. This is definitely a lot harder than Lilac's version of it. Because with Lilac's version, you can just kind of go wherever you want. Did Nugget just bark? I thought I heard Nugget barking, but I'm wearing my headphones, so I couldn't tell. Nuggets, everything okay? She's guarding the house. She's very protective like that. So, blam, blam, blam. Oh yeah, I am like really low on health, but that's okay because I'm pretty close to my destination too. How do I get more health? I can kind of just create a wall of flame whenever things get scary. You know what? I was actually making things worse by jumping. Alright, so this is the same boss. Whoops. Didn't even destroy the tank, it just knocked Carol right off the tank. Okay. Well, thank you for bringing me back to this part. Yeah, I'd say this is, despite being harder than a flying dragon, you know, battling these things in a tank should be harder than something that flies and is a dragon. This is one of the better tanks I've ever controlled, I think. Because it has really silly jumps. I mean, it's not quite the same as the Landmaster tank, which can hover and barrel roll and stuff like that, but that's a different kind of game. This is a big, stupid shoot-'em-up stage in a fairly stupid platformer. I don't know. Do we need to do a top 10 tanks? I don't feel like doing the top 10 tanks. Okay, fine. Top 10 tanks. This one, the Landmaster from Star Fox. Wow, that lasted not as long as I thought. I guess I can't think of a lot of tanks right now. I bet there are a ton of them. I just not really have them in mind. The Tortoise tank from Space Station Silicon Valley. There's a game for you. The Apocalypse tanks from the Command and Conquer games. Those things are awesome. They can also take out aircrafts and they regenerate somehow. Yeah, I was not looking forward to coming back here. Tanks. Oh, okay. Well, it's a boss tank, but, from just the last game I played, from, Psychonauts, there was what I like to call the Think Tank. It should have been called the Think Tank, but it wasn't. Do you remember? They actually control really badly, but, in Mario Party 2, I think it is? It might be 1 and 2. There's that mini-game called Shell Shocked, and you're in these, like, what I can only describe as Koopa tanks. And they don't control very well, but that's kind of the fun of it, is that all 4 of you are in these clunky tanks that can only take 2 hits. It's one of my favorite mini games, just for kind of like the mind games of it, because a lot of it just depends on like who people decide to target at the very beginning. If you're lucky enough that like nobody targets you, you get like an automatic advantage. You ever play Wii Play? It was one of the early games in the Wii library. Kind of like a follow-up to Wii Sports, but rather than sports, it was just various games. I really liked the tank game in that. I got really obsessed with it. And then there's games like World of Tanks. Yeah, so tanks are cool, I guess. This is even ignoring characters who are tanks, just by virtue of having a lot of health. I don't mean that kind of tank. Or, like, fish tanks. I don't know. That was a weird, Comics Pointless countdown. I didn't even, that ship. I don't want to fight that ship again. I hate that ship. Okay, at least I can use the cool jump pads. And at least I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit more now. Is this... I'm not going to remember well enough how different this is from Lilac's version of the stage. It's probably identical, but just different paths become easier when you're playing as Carol. Oh, I lost my shield. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We're at the end of the general area. So, how are you? I'm super tired. I had a night shift today, and I came home, and Allie wasn't home because she's at work now because it is 11 o'clock a.m. I've been up for quite a while, but for some reason just did not quite feel like sleeping. So instead I'm playing Freedom Planet. I should be playing Fire Emblem Three Houses because I did finally get it. It is good. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm not very far in it, but super enjoying it. And I was hungry, and I need to go grocery shopping and didn't. Also, I need to do laundry, so I am doing laundry. So I looked at what we had in the cupboard, and that included linguine, but no sauces, so I just made some plain-ass linguine. And I don't really regret it. Salt and butter. I'm Italian, which means I can just eat plain pasta when I need to. I can live off pasta alone. Linguine. See, the original plan for the linguine was to try and make a pesto sauce. Not buy a pesto sauce, because I like making my own sauces. You guys know I really like to cook. So I'll have to try that sometime. I don't even really know what's in pesto sauce. I make my own Alfredo sauce, though, when I do that. But that I usually do with farfalle, the bow tie pasta. There is no best pasta. There's just different pastas that are good for different situations. And something about linguine makes me think pesto, but it works just fine plain. Also, spaghetti is the best pasta. I know I just said there wasn't a best pasta, but there is. It's spaghetti, because I'm a basic white boy. I'm a basic Italian. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been looking forward to you. I wasn't even really ready that time, but okay. Cracking my knuckles. Ready to go. I didn't really crack my knuckles. I cracked one finger there. Oh, this is going to suck, though, with doing this as Carol. I wish I had my bike. Okay. Yeah, because I can't... And the stupid springs are messing me up. Oh, this is going to be really bad. Okay, well, at least now I can... So what I have to do now is abuse the wall jump to avoid the flyby. Instead of abusing the dragon boost, I gotta abuse the wall jump. And use my kicks a bit more. Oh, I didn't think that takeoff could hurt me. I didn't think that part could hurt me. I don't know if I ever got hit by that before. Alright. Alright, we're ready. Don't know if you guys noticed, but when I do Comics Pointless Top 10s, I'm usually not so much listing the best of things as I am listing all the examples I can think of. Okay. I should have just stayed by that spring. Yep, yeah, this one's already a wash. Should probably just let it kill me then. And sometimes it'll give me a warning arrow when it's flying by the whole screen, but when it's off the screen and decides to do a flyby, then it doesn't give me the warning arrow. I am not really that angry about that, I'm just looking for things to complain about because I am losing. And that can't be my fault, that has to be the game's fault, because I'm the best at video games. It is known. Alright. Abusing the wall jump. Okay, so let's get to the spring. We didn't stay by the spring well enough. Yeah, we got to the spring, and then I thought maybe I could make it to the walls. I'm having trouble remembering how close I am to the walls at any given time. Alright. So let's just wait for it to be coming, and... No, cannot get that timing, but we're doing better. We're doing better. I think we're gonna get it this time. Yes, because we've gotten smarter. And now I'm just going to stay up here, because for some reason when it does its flyby, it doesn't actually target me, it just generally flies by. Alright, let you hop back first. Brevin has an interesting ship, because I think this is a space-worthy vessel, but it's also quadrupedal. I don't know, I kind of like it. I do kind of like the design of the ship, I just hate fighting the stupid thing. And I hate how meteors are already hitting me and I haven't even left where I fought the previous boss. Okay, well thank you for health. And thank you for this music. This game always has really cool music. So are these like stereo conches? Is that what they're supposed to be? Carol does have a... So Carol does have a spin... As I've shown before, she can roll up into a ball when she's moving at fast speeds, and that can let her, you know, spin through people, but it's not like she has a spin dash like Sonic has. She's more like how Sonic was in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 in that respect. But, that's just not good enough. No, it just doesn't have the same oomph to it. Because she's not a cat. I mean, she is a cat. She's not a hedgehog. She's a cat. Cats don't roll into balls. Except they totally do. Have you ever seen a cat roll into a ball? It happens. Nugget rolls into a ball sometimes when she's sleepy. I really like it. Little nug ball. Alright. Is there... Yes, I thought I remembered something being over there. It was an extra life. You know what would be nice, actually, since lives don't matter anyway? If collecting extra lives also refilled your health. That would make me care a little bit more about it. Okay. Don't know what was supposed to happen there, but it's fine. So, somewhere up here... Yeah, and up here is supposed to be the wall that I got rid of by hitting those switches. Oh, wait. Health. And shield. And hit the drills. It's such a weird, like, battle tactic. It's like, okay, at this part of the base we're going to have drill missiles buried underground, which, when people walk over them, they'll, you know, drill out of the ground and impale them and explode, and if they miss, they'll just float there for a while. Brevin's actually probably one of my favorite characters in this game, though. I really like the voice performance the guy's doing. He's having a grand old time, you can tell. Okay. Wasn't sure which green meant I could go through it for a second, but lighter green means that it's there and darker meat. After playing Super Mario Maker 2, which has so much to do with, like, one of the big new things is the, like, red-blue switches. You can tell really easily in that game when each color is turned on and when it's not. Like, It doesn't really look like the blocks disappeared when I did that. It looks like they just got darker. And I kind of equate darker with being more solid. Am I weird for that? Again, I'm just complaining because I'm bad at the game. This game is actually quite good, but it doesn't always give me enough to talk about, and therefore I must complain. That is the social capital of YouTube. You need to have hot takes. Okay. I also need to be more careful because I am almost dead. So I know there's a blasty guy up here. Alright. I'm being really footsie about this part because I believe the next attack can kill me. Alright. Fire and good. Good. Alright, we got out of there. We did it. Weird, diamond shape of a loop-de-loop there. Don't see that too often. Kind of wondering how that would physics. Like, assuming that somebody could run fast enough to activate centripetal force and run through a loop-de-loop. Could they thereby still move that same way but in a diamond pattern? That would create more slowdown, more drag, but it would still, in theory, is possible. Something that would probably be a lot harder on a motorcycle, but Carol is the master of taking motorcycles places where motorcycles should not be. Like this motorcycle platforming. I love motorcycle platforming. So, here's what I've decided, now that I'm dead. Lilac is the way you're supposed to play the game, and she is all around a more fun character. But Carol, when she has her motorcycle, is really freaking fun, guys. It's just the rest of the time you're with, like, not as fun Claus Carol that makes, fighting anything in the air really cumbersome. It's kind of like... So if the idea was to make Carol a ground-based character and Lilac a sky-based, an air-based character, that doesn't really work in a platform like this, because one, you're jumping all the time in a platformer, and two, that just makes Lilac way better, because all you have to do to beat people on the ground is jump low. Like, you're still kind of set. It's not like Super Smash Brothers, where, like, jumping is kind of more of, like, a commitment, you know? So that you can have, like, I think the idea in Smash 4 of the DLC characters was to make... Well, you had Little Mac, who was, like, really obviously designed to be a master in the ground and terrible in the air. And then you had Bayonetta, who was made to be, like, a really good aerial combo artist. But, you know, which one of those characters was in the ridiculous tier in Smash 4? It was not Little Mac. But but who cares about the tiers anyway? Because I ain't no professional Smash player. I got destroyed at a, like, event nearby me. So Music Fest is happening right now, which in the Lehigh Valley is, like, a big deal. It's, like, the biggest thing for our town. It's a very important time for, like, getting other businesses to visit our town. Because it's a big old festival. But yeah, Nintendo even came. Because they were here advertising the Switch with their, they, like, had, like, a tent/truck that you can play 11 different Switch games in. And they had this, like, very poorly organized Super Smash Brothers event there every night. That was, it was a Beat the Pro challenge, and the pro would be whatever employee Nintendo of America had there running the event. How good they actually were at Super Smash Brothers would vary a lot. I'm probably just dead here, actually, but... Oh, I can't jump up there as Carol. Okay, I guess I'll just die.
Such a shame that you chose the wrong side. Enjoy the last few minutes of your pathetic life!
It's interesting, too, because I guess this thing gets made out of all the little fly bugs, which get made when I kill Brevin's soldiers. They call them mutants sometimes, I know. Okay, well, I don't need that health anyway, actually, so now that I've died once, that whole area up there is completely useless unless I want to work towards extra lives, which I don't need. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, really stupid Smash event. So, I'm not very good at Super Smash Brothers, but I like it a lot. I'm not good enough at any video games to call myself a pro. Oh, this boss is gonna be so terrible. Because I can't double jump. Alright. So, let you fire off that thing. Dale, I am not equipped to fight you as Carol. No. No, this character is very specifically not made for this. I guess I just have to wait down here for him to come down, but that gives his shield time to recharge. So that sucks. I mean, I guess that is still what I did with Lilac, too. With Lilac, I had to realize not to jump up and try and hit him and to just wait for him to come down. Okay. Alright, fine. Alright, we'll take this snail's pace slow. No, even snail's pace slow, this is going to be a pain. Long story short, it was a very not pro tournament, though. Some of the people there were pros. You had to, like, play each other first. It was like a single elimination tournament. And then whoever, like, was left after that would get to play the quote-unquote pro. I bet he was really bad, because he was, like, announcing during each match and just kind of, like, saying the stuff that, like, Nintendo told him to say to, like, hype up the game, though he wasn't very hyped. He sounded like he wanted out of there. I mean, God bless you, man, for doing your job, I guess. He did not want to be doing that job. But he wouldn't let me change my controls, and I thought this was supposed to be, like, about pros. You know? So, okay. Alright, this is safe. This is safe. This is fine. Alright, so I'm on the bike, but I'm just gonna wait down here until... yeah, until he deems it necessary to come down. Alright. Nope. Okay. Alright, avoided. So, my thing is... and I guess I, like, had an existential crisis over this. I was talking about it over Twitter. Like, I've been playing Super Smash Bros. Since the original Smash Bros. And I think I just need to, like... because I want to get better at it. And I think to do so, I need to just retrain myself to use controls slightly differently. Like, turning off short hop, or especially, during, when Smash 4 came out for the 3DS and it wasn't out for the Wii U yet, I got onto this weird system of how I use dodges and shields. So when I got back to the Wii U, I always switch the buttons that the shield and the dodge are on. And that completely screwed me over for this tournament because I was like, oh, hey, can I change my character? I mean, can I change my controls? And he said, no, everybody's got to play the same, which, like, why? So, for the real pros, that would affect them because they wouldn't be able to do stuff like turning short hop off. Or, like, I don't know, maybe they would want to put tilts to the C stick or something. So that's gonna, even like, the people who are good, that's gonna mess up their tilts. But, like, so now I had, this guy was good, he was going to beat me no matter what, but I had no chance because my grabs and my shield button were switched. So every time I wanted to do either one of them, I had to stop and think, or accidentally do the wrong one. It's hard to retrain that muscle memory. So, like, do I really want to, like, try and untrain myself on all that? It's between that and turning off stick jump. And or just getting used to doing short hops. Because I have always used the control stick to jump. I always have, and I know that's not what the pros do, because if you turn off stick jump, it gets a lot easier to do your kills. See, bosses get easier if I talk about completely different things while I'm doing them. The rant is strong with me. Dale, you cannot stand up to the power of my rants. I can talk about any subject for any amount of time. There was actually a game we used to play in my history class in 8th grade whenever... Oh! Yay, I killed him! Alright, that story about my 8th grade history class isn't important. We killed Dale. Huh? Huh? Oh. I guess we're safe. So, I've played enough games now that have had fake-outs like that to say that that's not a particularly well-done fake-out. That, like... Games have been doing that since, like, King K. Rool in the original Donkey Kong Country.
Spade!
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm just passing through. Have fun saving the world.
I will.
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing.
You still don't.
So, like, are they talking about how Lilac tried to steal back the Kingdom Stone, or is this more Red Scarf stuff in their past? Because we don't learn what the relationship between them and Spade is now, then I don't know when we're going to learn it. I can't see how Mila's story is going to relate to that at all.
Prepare for liftoff.
Listen, guys. I'll go in alone while you help the General take back the city.
Why can't we go in together?
It'll be easier this way, trust me.
But they'll have a harder time catching us if we stick together.
But that's what Brevin's expecting us to do.
I mean, they'll have a harder time catching you if you split up, too,
Then let
because
me
they'll
go
have to
instead.
split up.
You're too important to the mission.
I can't lose another crew!
Yeah, okay. You're not strong enough, Mr. Incredible, the Incredibles.
If something happens to you, I'm not strong enough to save you.
We'll be strong for you.
I'm sorry, Torque, you haven't really had
We said we were gonna
character
help you get back
development.
the stone. We still mean it.
You're stuck with
But,
us,
like,
buddy,
everything,
whether you like
all of
it
these
or not.
moments do have setup. There is
As
still
soon as you
setup
step
and
foot into that
payoff.
dreadnought,
Because they
you'll
had
never come out
enough
again.
scenes about Torque talking about this that when
Are
he
you
yells
ready to
that,
make
I
that
am
sacrifice?
like, okay, I
Yeah,
know what you're
whatever,
talking
let's
about.
go, we're wasting
It's just not very
time.
emotionally satisfying, because we haven't actually seen change in characters or
Here's the
conflict in characters. But it's fine, because it's an excuse plot in a platformer. It's fine. Everything's fine. That background there still always reminds me of Galactus from Marvel Comics. It's actually a spaceship, but it reminds me of Galactus's hat. Alright, and we got a bonus stage. Let's roll the dice. And I guess... Oh, is that all? Is that all I get this time? Yeah, I think you need more than 20 to get any more. Okay, did a lot better this time on the Battle Glacier. Last time Battle Glacier completely messed me up.
We have intruders on the ship. Mobilize.
Yeah, so we are intruding on the ship, and we will do some more intruding next time. May or may not finish Carol's mode next time, or maybe the time after that. I remember this taking me 2 episodes the last time I did it when I was playing as Lilac, so we will see. Thank you for joining. I'm the Comic Foil. See you later.